Hello students, now starting from new topic transformer related to alternating voltage and current. Transformer. Under this topic we will study the following points. First, what is transformer? What is transformer? Now, second point, types of transformer. And third point, principle of transformer. Fourth point, construction. And fifth point, working. Sixth point, efficiency. And seventh point, where and why used. Next, drawbacks. So these are the following topics related to transformer we have to study under this topic. First, what is transformer? Then what is types of transformer? What is principle of transformer? Construction of transformer? Working of transformer? And what is efficiency? Where and why it is used? And some drawbacks. So now the first topic, what is transformer? As its name indicates, transformer, in Hindi we say parivartak. So what does transformer do? This transformer is a device which converts, which changes alternating voltage and alternating current. So this is transformer, alternating voltage and alternating current. So a question arises, why it changes only alternating voltage or alternating current? Let us suppose this is V is equal to V0 sin omega t or V0 sin 2 pi ft, where f is frequency. F is frequency. This is the frequency in alternating voltage, but in direct voltage for the DC current there is no frequency. So this transformer is used only for such a voltage or current which has frequency. Now here in transformer coils are used. In transformer coils are used, and for this coil there is L and R. Two physical quantity L and R. L is called coefficient of self-induction and R is called its resistance. You know that this L is directly proportional to N square and R is directly proportional to length of the coil. If we are increasing the number of turns in the coil, then L increases in its square, and if we are increasing the number of turns in this coil, this means the wire which is used is increased its length, and when its length increases, then its resistance also increases. And since this L depends, XL is equal to omega L, and this omega L is equal to 2 pi FL. Therefore, the value of XL depends on F frequency, and since this frequency is found in alternating voltage, so that's why transformer changes only alternating voltage or alternating current, and it has no effect on direct current. So this is the reason why this transformer is used only for changing alternating voltage or alternating current. So finally listen, transformer is a device which changes alternating voltage or alternating current. We may write here, transformer is a device which changes alternating voltage or alternating current. Alternating voltage or alternating current. Now the second point is here. When voltage increases, then current decreases, or vice versa. And the next point, this transformer is used only to change alternating voltage or alternating current, because such types of voltage or current has frequency. If there is no frequency like direct current, it is not used to keep or to make any change. Why it is used in alternating voltage? Because it has frequency, and we know that coils are used. Coils are used in the construction of making transformer, and each coil has coefficient of self-induction or resistance. Since coefficient of self-induction XL is equal to omega L, which depends on frequency, and R resistance proportional length of wire. So that's why this transformer is used only for alternating voltage or alternating current. Now the next topic, it will be types of transformer. It will be of two types. One is called step up transformer and other is called step down transformer. Since transformer is used only to change alternating voltage, so in changing alternating voltage, there may occur two types of events. Either it may increase the voltage, applied voltage, or it may decrease the applied voltage. So this step up transformer, what it does do? This step up transformer increases applied voltage, and this decreases applied voltage. In complete sense, we can say that lower voltage of high current is converted into higher voltage of low current. So this is the function of step up transformer, and just vice versa for step down transformer. In step down transformer, what it does? It decreases the applied voltage. This means higher voltage of low current is converted into low voltage of high current. So the function of step up and step down transformer are just opposite to each other. So this is step up and this is step down. Now in step up transformer, Ns is greater than Np, and here Ns is less than Np. What is Ns? Number of turns in the secondary coil, and what is Np? Number of turns in primary coil. So in number of turns in secondary coil is greater than the number of turns in primary coil. Let us suppose if Np is equal to suppose 100 turns, then Ns is kept approximately 1000 turns. Similarly, in opposite sense we can say that number of turns in the secondary coil is very less than the number of turns in primary coil. And one thing more, for the construction of step up and step down transformer, we are taking the two coils, one has greater number of turns. In this step up transformer, this secondary coil is made by thin copper wire, and this primary coil is made by thick copper wire. And just vice versa, in step down transformer, here secondary coil is made of thick copper wire and primary coil is made of thin copper wire. Now what is principle? Principle of transformer. Principle of transformer. To study the principle of transformer, we will have to recall about mutual induction. Mutual induction. What is mutual induction? Now, if we are taking two coils of different number of turns and both the coils are kept coaxially just opposite to each other, if one coil is attached to the cell and other coil is attached to a galvanometer, then this will be called primary coil and this will be called secondary coil. Now if a steady current flows in the primary coil, then magnetic field lines arises here, and these magnetic field lines also passes through the secondary coil. If this secondary coil is first kept outside of the primary coil, then its magnetic flux is equal to 0. Listen carefully. If the secondary coil is kept very away from the magnetic field lines arises due to the primary coil, then magnetic flux attached to this coil becomes 0. And if suddenly this secondary coil is brought in magnetic field lines of the primary coil, then its magnetic flux becomes phi. So therefore delta phi is equal to phi 2 minus phi 1. So phi minus 0 is equal to phi. This means the change of magnetic flux attached to this secondary coil suddenly changes, and due to this change there is a production of induced EMF, and since the circuit of this coil is completely closed, so induced current flows in the secondary coil. In this way the effect of change of magnetic field lines will occur in terms of electric current, and that electric current is called induced current. So this phenomena is called mutual induction. So on the basis of this principle, we take two coils to construct a transformer. One coil is called primary and other coil is called secondary. This primary coil is attached to the main supply and we find the result on the secondary coil. So it is called input and this is called output. If any voltage is given to the primary coil, so it will be called input voltage, and if we get any type of effect, any type of increasing or decreasing voltage on secondary coil, then it will be called output voltage. In this way, when number of turns in secondary coil is greater than the primary coil, then it increases the value of applied voltage, and vice versa, if number of turns in secondary coil is just less than number of turns in the primary coil, then it decreases the value of applied voltage. So this is the principle of transformer. So we can say that transformer is based on the principle of mutual induction. Now construction. For construction of transformer, we take here soft iron sheet. This soft iron sheet is taken in shape of rectangle or square or circle, as we like to construct it. Let us suppose there are many such types of sheets, iron sheets, and these sheets are taken in even number. Why they are taken in even number? Suppose that this is a wire, pair of this wire. If eddy current flows in this wire in this direction, then eddy current, the same amount of eddy current flows in opposite direction to the second wire. So the effect of eddy current will be nullified in the pair of these two wires. So that's why we take even number of iron sheets to construct the transformer. So one iron sheet is placed, over it by making a layer of varnish we put another, and then making the layer of varnish we put another. In such a way, all the iron sheets are clinging with each other to make a thick iron sheet. Now this portion is cut out to make a hollow frame. When this inside portion is cut out from this collection of sheets, then it becomes a hollow iron frame. This hollow iron frame may be constructed in form of circle or in form of square. Now here there are two opposite sides, either on this side or on this side. Coils are wounded. Here let us suppose a thick copper wire is wounded here and a very thin copper wire is wounded on this side. So number of turns here is greater than the number of turns in this coil. So these two coils are placed coaxially with each other in the construction of this transformer. Now here number of turns is less than the number of turns in the secondary coil. So it is secondary coil and this is the primary coil. So this is the construction of transformer. Now listen again. In the construction of transformer, we take soft iron sheet, either of rectangular shape or spiral shape, or you may have it circular shape. We put first iron sheet and then making a layer of varnish, over it the second, over it the third. In this way we make a very thick iron sheet, soft iron sheet. This inside portion of this side soft iron sheet is cut out to convert it as a frame. In this way, this frame has two opposite sides, one here and other is here, or this is here and here. On this side and on this side, we make two coils of copper wire. Thick copper wire is wounded on this side to have a less number of turns, and thin copper wire wounded on this side to have larger number of turns. So this will be called a step-up transformer, and this is called primary and this is called secondary coil. Now if we make less number of turns in this coil than this coil, then it is called a step-down transformer. In this way, a step-up and a step-down transformer are constructed. Now, symbol of transformer in circuit. Here, this is the symbol. Primary coil. We have here 3 parallel lines, and this is secondary coil. Primary coil, and it is secondary coil, and this is called iron core. Similarly, if we make this number of turns in primary coil is greater than the number of turns in the secondary coil, here this is iron core. So this is the construction of a step up, and this will be a step down. What is the use of iron core here? This iron core is used because on the iron sheet, these two coils are wounded opposite to each other. So it will try to increase the magnetic field lines. Magnetic field lines arises in the primary coil. So this is the reason that we are taking the soft iron core. And the second point, this iron core is soft. And this is the property of a soft iron, that it will radially, it will at once magnetize and then at once demagnetize. So its hysteresis loss is very less. So this is the reason that we are taking here iron core. Now here number of turns in primary coil is less than the number of turns in secondary coil, and here just opposite. So these are the symbols of step up and step down transformer that are generally used in the circuit. Now working principle. What is working? When transformer is used, then its primary coil is connected to the main supply, and when main supply is connected to the primary coil, then this alternating applied voltage is set up in the primary coil, and when this voltage is applied in the primary coil, then alternating current flows through this coil. Due to the flow of this alternating current, there is a production of magnetic field lines around it, and since this iron core is attached to this primary coil, then this will increase the number of turns of magnetic field lines. And these magnetic field lines will pass through the secondary coil. Why? Because this secondary coil is also attached to the same iron core on which primary coil is attached. In this way, there is a sudden change occurs of magnetic flux or magnetic field lines in the secondary coil. Now here in primary coil, we supply electrical energy, and this electrical energy is converted into magnetic energy in form of magnetic field lines in iron core, and then this iron core will transfer this magnetic energy into electrical energy in secondary coil, because in the secondary coil there is a production of induced EMF. So we can say that magnetic energy is converted into again in electrical energy in secondary coil. So this is the working function of this transformer. This means electrical energy supplied in primary coil is converted into magnetic energy in iron core, and this iron core changes magnetic energy into electrical energy in secondary coil. Now suppose if we consider ideal condition for the working of this transformer, then we can say there is no flux loss, magnetic flux loss between these two coils. If there is no loss between these two coils, if there is no magnetic flux losses between these two coils, then on applying Faraday's first law, EP is equal to minus NP into delta phi by delta T. What is this? It is induced EMF produced in the primary coil. And ES is equal to minus NS delta phi by delta T. Since we have already considered for the ideal condition that delta phi by delta T remains same between these two coils. Therefore, ES upon EP is equal to NS upon NP. Now this ES induced EMF obtained in the secondary coil and this is induced EMF obtained in the primary coil. Since in the primary coil this is the applied voltage and in the secondary coil we obtain the output voltage. So if they are written like this, VO upon VI. So it will be written as Vs and this will be written as Vp is equal to Ns divided by Np. This Vp is applied voltage to the primary coil and this Vs is output voltage that is gained in the secondary coil is equal to Ns upon Np. This is the ratio which is known as small r, and this small r is called transformation ratio. It is called transformation ratio. Now first point, if R is greater than 1 for a step up transformer, because in step up transformer Ns is greater than Np, therefore R is greater than 1. So Vs divided by Vp is greater than 1 implies that Vs is greater than Vp. In this way, this step up transformer changes alternating voltage, means lower voltage applied on primary coil and we get greater voltage on secondary coil. Again, if R is less than 1 for step down, because Ns is less than Np, therefore Vs by Vp less than 1 implies that Vs less than Vp. So step down transformer decreases the applied voltage. If higher voltage is applied on the primary coil, then step down transformer reduces less voltage, obtained less voltage on secondary coil. Now here if we talk about the power, about electrical power, then we find that this transformer can't be able to change the electrical power. Therefore, power across the secondary coil is equal to electrical power across this primary coil. So Vs into Is is equal to Vp into Ip. Therefore, Vs upon Vp is equal to Ip upon Is. Now here Vs proportional to 1 by Is. So we can say if voltage increases, then current decreases. If voltage increases, then current decreases, and the multiplication of voltage and current remains constant. So here this is the basic principle of transformer. In this way, when transformer increases the voltage, then current becomes low. Is in step up transformer, when voltage increases, then current becomes low, and step down transformer, when voltage decreases, then currents become high. Now the next point, we come to the efficiency of transformer. Efficiency of transformer. Efficiency of transformer is equal to output power divided by input power. It is written as eta, so this will be equal to Vs into Is divided by Vp into Ip. Sometimes it is written as percentage efficiency. So to convert it in percentage, we write N% is equal to PO upon PI into 100. Or we can say Vs into Is divided by Vp into Ip into 100. This is efficiency of the transformer. Now, where and why used? The next question is, where which transformer is used and why it is used there? Now to consider this question, we have to make sure, suppose that 20 kilowatt electricity is generated on a power station. If this 20 kilowatt electricity is produced at any station, and we have to apply the voltage here, suppose that 250 volt. Since 250 volt is required at your home, then what will be current? I is equal to P by V. Here P is 20 into 10 power 3 watt divided by 250. For example, suppose that it is 200, then it will be taken as 200. Now this is cancelled out, we have 10 power 2. This is 10 and 10 is cancelled by 10 power 3, we get 10 power 2. This means 100 ampere current. This 100 ampere current is very high. Very high. Therefore, to send the current from one place to the other place through the conducting wire, we need a very thick wire. We need a very thick wire, and one losses more. Much more electrical energy will be converted into electrical energy due to the resistance. So what happens if V becomes 1000 volt? If V becomes 1000 volt, then I becomes 20 into 10 power 3 divided by 1000 becomes 20 ampere. This 20 ampere is very less amount of current that can be sent by conducting wires, and these wires may be thin. Now here, if 20 kilowatt electricity is generated at power station, when voltage is very low, considering 200 voltage, then current becomes very high, and this is not convenient to send this amount of current from one point to other point through thin conducting wires. So a very thick conducting wires are required, so that is inconvenience of sending current from one point to the other point. But if we increase the voltage up to 1000 volt, then current reduces to 20 ampere. 20 ampere, and this 20 ampere less amount of current can be easily sent from one point to the other point through a thin conducting wires. Now here we need to increase the voltage. So what transformer is used for increasing the voltage? It is step up. So this step up transformer is used at power station to increase the voltage or to decrease the current. Now suppose if 20 ampere currents comes to your colony, and there are suppose that 20 houses. So on equal distribution, each house will have only 1 ampere current, and this 1 ampere current is very less amount of current that is coming in your houses. So it will not be convenience to run all the electrical appliances that are fitted in your room or in your house. So we need to increase this amount of current up to 200 ampere. So for this purpose, we need to decrease the voltage. If voltage becomes 200 volt, then this current I becomes what? P upon V. This P is 20 into 10 power 3 because this is the generated power, and voltage becomes 200. So this becomes 10 power 2. This means 100 ampere. So current increases from 20 ampere to 100 ampere. So for this purpose, to increase the current, we have to reduce the voltage. And what transformer reduces the voltage? That is step down. Step down. This step down transformer decreases the voltage. Therefore, near your consumer's house, step down transformer are used. So on power station, step up transformer is used to increase the voltage and to reduce the current. And near consumer house, this step down transformer is used to reduce the voltage and to increase the current. Now here, due to the self-induction, what will be the drawbacks? The first drawback is that it doesn't change electrical power. It changes only alternating voltage and current, but it has no capacity to change the electric power. And the second point, due to the loss of flux linkages, because we have considered in the ideal case that flux linkages attached to the primary coil will totally pass through the secondary coil, but it is not possible. There will be some losses of magnetic flux passing from primary coil to the secondary coil due to magnetization or demagnetization in the iron core. So this loss will be converted into heat energy. And the second point, if we are increasing the number of turns in the secondary coil, then in that case resistance also increases. So due to the resistance, there will be much conversion of electrical energy into heat energy. So this is the drawbacks of the transformer. And if you want to absorb the heat energy unnecessarily, that is arises between the coils, you used a special type of oil. This oil, that's known as electrical oil, which is used between the coils, or you can say you have seen the open transformer, both the coils are always dipped in such types of special oil to absorb the unnecessarily amount of heat which is produced to avoid the burning of the coils. But all of a sudden, if there is a change of alternating voltage applied on the primary coil, then what happens? ED currents will be produced, and when ED currents will be produced momentarily, then it will burn the coils, and that's why our transformer makes a fire. So this is all about transformer. Thank you.